Stop losses destroy profits. If you have a stop loss, you're going to see lower returns. This is the statement I've heard from a number of other algorithmic traders, but they provide absolutely no proof of this. And scrolling through the comments of the videos, they are getting a lot of hate from retail traders. So I'm hoping this video won't receive the same hate, because today I'm going to dive into this statement and see if we could find some data to back it up. Hi friends, if we haven't met, I'm Lisa, a data scientist turned algorithmic trader, and I don't like it when people make random statements without any data to back it up. So to test this theory, I'm going to generate a whole bunch of strategies that don't have stop losses and reveal what they're not telling you. The tool I'm using today is Strategy Quant X, which lets you either design your own strategy from scratch without any code, or you can use their builder to make strategies for you. They've got a 14-day free trial, and if you want a discount, you can use the code LisaForex. Now, we can't just jump in and start building strategies without stop losses and start using them, because with any genetic builder software, we are opening ourselves to over-optimization, which is where you get fantastic backtest results, but they fail horribly in live trading. So I've developed my own workflow, which includes a whole bunch of robustness tests like out of sample, Monte Carlo, and others. So this is designed to reduce the likelihood of curve fitting and over optimization. I've got Strategy Quant X up, and on the left, we're going to select Builder, and then on the top, select Full Settings tab. So you can see here, I've got the tab What to Build Up, and at the bottom, these are the settings we need to config. Currently, this is set to create strategies that have both long and shorts, and we're using the genetic evolution. Let's go with random generation for now. And at the bottom, this is where you set your stop loss and your profit target. If I select on the gear icon next to the stop loss, a little pop-up box will appear, and you can see right now it's set to stop loss is required. So to turn that off, I just disable that. So this strategy that will be created will either use fixed pips of 30 to 300 or no stop loss. So let's change this to an ATR based stop loss and press save. And for profit target, we can turn that off as well. We are going to use the same ranges for our stop loss and press save. Now our builder is set up to generate strategies for us that don't have a stop loss and don't have a profit target. I'm going to go ahead and create a whole bunch of strategies and include in sample, out of sample, and Monte Carlo robustness tests. 5 days later. The first thing I noticed was how much faster it took the software to build strategies for me. Usually it takes about 24 to 48 hours to see a potential strategy, and this is going through half of my workflow and includes out of sample and Monte Carlo parameter randomization tests. I ran the process for 5 days and I got 25 potential strategies, a lot more than my usual process. And if we think about it logically, adding a stop loss does add complexity to a strategy. In the algorithmic trading world, it is generally best practice to use simple strategies over complex strategies, because simpler strategies tend to be more robust. So if we have a strategy that has just an entry and exit criteria, that might exist here in the simple to complex range because it has 2 points of variations. But if we add a stop loss, then we're getting more complex, and it might reside here because now we have 3 points of variation. And then if you have a strategy that has a take profit and a stop loss and an entry and an exit criteria, now you've got 4 different variation types, which means we're going into the complex territory. By the way, if you're already a profitable trader and are looking at making some extra money, then you might want to check out trading.com. They provide a system for profitable traders to become hedge fund traders, and from as little as $1,000, you can trade with $10,000 and start the process to qualify yourself and proving yourself worthy of managing hedge fund capital. Unlike prop firms who want you to fail, trading.com is different. They actually want you to succeed. That's why they don't put in a million rules. They just have 2 rules. The max drawdown is 10% and the profit target is 20%. When you reach the profit target, you qualify for the next stage. And if you pass all 5 stages, that's where you could get access to hedge fund capital. So from $1,000, your total payouts just for the qualification process could be 40K. And then when you're trading hedge fund capital, who knows? Thanks Trading.com for sponsoring this video. This is the result after spending 5 days generating strategies fully automatically for me. And here under the tab 99 final, I've got a potential 25 strategies. Some of these equity curves look pretty decent, but some of them have some really low trading numbers, like this one here, which has only 10 trades. So I'm going to remove the strategies that only have a handful of trades, which now gives me a total of 12 strategies that I'm going to backtest in MetaTrader. And some of these strategies look pretty good, like this one, and this one, and this one, but I find doing analysis using the MetaTrader report not that great, so I'm going to go ahead and import this into another tool, which is Quant Analyzer. Even the free version is pretty good, which is what I've got here, just Quant Analyzer, the free version. I'm going to load up the MetaTrader backtest reports by clicking the load button in the top left, and they'll all be loaded into the little section down below. So let's double click on them and then head over to the Analyze tab. This gives you an overview of the stats for each strategy, but what I'm really keen on is the equity chart. I want to see if I can spot anything weird happening. So this one looks okay. Let's switch over to the time-based view. We're looking at January 2008 all the way up to about July 2025. Let's switch through these other charts. Now this looks a bit weird to me. See these flat bits? So this is ringing alarm bells. So this is Euro USD. Let's look at another Euro USD chart. And here, this one is also has red flags because of these long flat periods. So if we head up to the trade analysis, and what we're looking for is trade duration. So on the right-hand side here, we're looking for anything that looks a bit suspicious. So we've got here a trade that's lasting for 30 days. And in the others here, which means potentially there is a trade here that is lasting for much longer than a month. So if I switch back to the other Euro USD chart, we can see there are a handful of trades here that are lasting for longer than a month. And I know I am a swing trader, but even on the 4-hour chart, I shouldn't be seeing trades that last for months and months on end. To see the actual individual trade times, we're going to head over to the list of trades and we're going to sort by time in trade. Let's sort by DC ending order, and whoa, look at that, 1,839 days. I definitely don't want to have an open trade for 1,800 days. That is on the Euro US. So let's take a look at the next one, New Zealand Swiss franc, and this one is open for 1,000 days. US CAD, 2,000 days. So obviously the logic for these ones, because they have such long flat periods, is pretty much just wait for the trade to come out of drawdown and to go back into profit. All the equity curves that have flat periods, I'm going to go ahead and delete them because I don't like holding trades for so long. I'm just going to keep the ones that have consistent equity curves, like this one down here and at the top where we can see the equity curves bubbling along nicely. After doing the filter of the dud equity curves, we are now left with 4 total strategies left in our pool. So let's double click this. And we want to head over to the source code, because now if I switch over to pseudocode, this is an English version of what the strategy does. And I want to see if I can see any consistencies across these 4 different strategies. And here down the bottom, I can see the trading rules. I've got a long entry, which seems pretty straightforward, a short entry, which again seems pretty straightforward. There is no exit signal. If we scroll up to the top under strategy parameters, we can see there are actually 2 exits. You've got enter reverse at market after X bars, which is set to 8, and enter reverse at market trailing stop, which is set to 90. So even though there is no fixed stop loss down here set, they do have some specific exit criteria. Let's switch over to the next strategy. Again, we can see no exit criteria, but they do have enter reverse at market after X bars, enter reverse at market profit target, and stop loss. So let's go to the next one. So this one does have a stop loss. It's got a stop loss coefficient and exit after bars, which is a timed exit. And the last one is got another timed exit of 14 bars. Let's go ahead and remove this statement that stop losses destroy profits and change it. Because personally, I'm not going to take out my stop loss and accept holding onto a position for 2,000 days, which is these flat periods here. This is the findings of this experiment. Instead of using stop losses, you can use a timed exit where you exit after a set number of bars, or switch your buy trade into a sell trade and vice versa when you get the opposite signal. I'm personally going to continue testing no stop loss and strategies with a stop loss on a small live account for the next few months and see which ones outperform. Now, if you wanted to see a free strategy that has a stop loss that's made profits over the past 4 years, then watch this video next. Thanks. Bye.